4, Stage A, Lesson 114. Declare.
Declare.
Red-handed.
Red-handed.
Innocent.
Innocent.
Okay. If you were caught red-handed stealing something, would you declare yourself innocent before the judge when you appeared in the law court for your trial?
Yes. If I were caught red-handed stealing something, I would declare... No, I wouldn't. If I were caught red-handed stealing something, I wouldn't declare myself innocent, but I would declare myself guilty.
Why?
Because I was caught red-handed.
Okay. Red-handed, yes. When was the last time your country declared war on another country?
Every day. No. The last time my country declared war on another country was in 2003.
Yes. Okay, do you always think it's wise to declare your future plans to other people?
No, I don't think it's wise to declare my future plans to other people.
Why not?
Because maybe the plans won't happen.
Okay, good. Upper, middle, lower, society, class, aristocracy, industrialist. Okay. Many societies in the world are divided in some form or other into 3 main classes.
Okay.
Upper, middle, lower class. Okay? The kind of people who belong to the upper classes are the rich, the aristocracy, industrialists, etc. Those that form the middle classes are the professional people such as lawyers, doctors, teachers, etc. And those that form the lower classes are the factory workers and the farmers. Okay? Okay. Classes might be called by different names in different societies throughout the world and at various times in history. Okay? But upper, middle, and lower are the basic divisions.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what do we call the 3 classes into which many societies in the world are divided?
We call the 3 classes into which many societies in the world are divided the upper, the middle, and the lower classes.
Okay. What kind of people are each of the classes composed of?
The upper class is composed of the rich, the aristocracy, the industrialists. The middle class is composed of professional people such as lawyers, doctors, and teachers. And the lower class is composed usually of factory workers and farm workers.
Okay, very good. Now, which of the classes do you think are the happiest?
I think the lower classes are the happiest.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because when you have more money, you have more problems.
Correct. Now, is this the upper part of my head?
No, it's not the upper part of your head, but it's the lower part of your head.
Okay, good. When a shop lowers the prices for its goods, do you think it makes more profit?
Yes, I think when a shop lowers the prices of its goods, it makes more profit.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because when the price is lower, people buy more things.
Okay, good. Raise.
Raise.
To be excused.
To be excused.
Monument.
Monument.
Honor.
Honor.
Okay. What's another word we can use instead of lift?
Another word we can use instead of lift is raise.
Okay. What does it generally mean when a pupil raises his hand in the air during the lesson?
When a pupil raises his hand in the air during the lesson, it generally means he wishes to be excused, that is, to leave the room, or is asking for permission to speak.
Okay. Now, if the pupil is a child and wishes to leave the room, he usually raises his hand and says to the teacher, "Please, teacher, may I leave the room?" If he's an adult, he does not. Of course, raise his hands high in the air like a child, but raises it a little and says, "I wonder if I might be excused for a moment, please."
Okay.
Okay? Now, which do you think are more expensive to raise, children or racehorses?
I think children are more expensive to raise.
Why?
Because children need an education, they must go to university, they need clothing.
And many more things.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you were a great woman, what kind of monument would you like the public to raise in your honor after you were dead? And where would you like them to raise it?
If I were a great woman, which I am, after I am dead, I would like the public to raise a monument of gold and diamonds in every capital city of the world.
Yes, you don't want much, do you now? Very good, girl. Alright, transitive and intransitive verbs.
Okay.
Okay, transitive.
Transitive.
The difference between the verbs to raise and to rise is that the verb to raise is transitive. That is, the action of the verb passes from the subject through the verb to the object. Okay?
Okay.
Now, for example, I, subject, am raising, verb, the book, object. Okay?
Okay.
Whereas the verb to rise is intransitive, which means that the action of the verb finishes with itself and does not pass to an object. For example, I am rising from the chair, could be. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what's the difference between a transitive and intransitive verb?
The difference between a transitive and intransitive verb is that with a transitive verb, the action passes from the subject through the verb to the object,
Okay.
whereas with an intransitive verb, the action of the verb finishes with itself and does not pass to an object.
Okay. For example, what's the difference between the verbs to raise and to rise?
The difference between the verbs to raise and to rise is that to raise is transitive, to rise is intransitive.
Okay. Give me some sentences containing transitive verbs, please.
For example, the car hit the wall.
Mhm.
The boy cut his thumb.
Okay.
They pushed the table against the wall.
Okay.
He opened the door.
Okay. Now, could you also give me some examples of or sentences with intransitive verbs, please?
The sun rises at 6 o'clock.
Mhm.
He gets up very early in the morning.
Okay.
People walk very quickly in winter. The door opened.
Okay. Very good. Scorn.
Scorn.
Worthy.
Worthy.
Respect.
Respect.
Okay. What is scorn?
Scorn is a feeling that somebody or something is not worthy of our respect.
Okay. Term.
Term.
Which school term are we in at the moment? We are not really at school. But which was the last term that you finished at high school?
I finished the third term at high school.
Okay, very good. Very good. Worship.
Worship.
Where do people go to worship?
People go to worship in a church, a mosque, or a temple.
Okay. Where do you go to worship?
I go to worship at the mall.
Very good. I think I've seen you there. Cattle.
Cattle.
Cowboy.
Cowboy.
How does a cowboy keep his cattle together?
A cowboy keeps his cattle together by constantly riding around them on a horse.
Okay. Harvest.
Harvest.
Do school children and university students help to gather the harvest in your country?
Yes, school children and university students help to gather the harvest in my country.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. Didn't know that. Idiom 17.
Okay.
Fool.
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 I'm not a fool.
What's he on about? Okay.
What's he on about?
Exactly. That means I don't understand what he is trying to say. It all sounds mad to me.
Okay.
Or, for example, what's he on about? I can't understand what he's trying to say.
Okay.
What does the idiom, what's he on about mean?
The idiom, what's he on about, means that I don't understand.
Okay, give me an example, please.
For example, what's the old fool on about?
Okay, very good. End of lesson 140.